Well, Skip, the main thing I've learned so far is...
Lay it on me.
I'm going to give you a countdown.
How about a drum roll?
No,
You're a drummer.
yeah, well, we don't have one here, but I'll give you a countdown, and I have an answer for you, and I'll tell you, I thought about this a lot, and I'm going to say it after I count down. So here we go. It's 3, 2, 1. That was it. That pause.
Yeah. Ooh.
That pause, it's the most important thing that I've learned so far.
I love it.
And creating that space, regardless how short or long it is, it lets us consider options. It lets us not react without thinking. It creates space for someone to tell me what I need to know to help them. That pause is a pretty powerful thing. It's helped me find solutions that led us to close deals that helped our companies we worked in survive. It's saved relationships. It's kept me from making really dumb mistakes. And it made me a lot wiser.
That was The Main Thing. Timeless wisdom shared by our wise guests here on The Main Thing podcast. It resonated with us, perhaps rather deeply. You spoke up. You said, we want more from these wise thought leaders. We heard you loud and clear, and so we are reconnecting with a few of our most popular guests from seasons 1 and 2. We will revisit those guests and revisit their wisdom, their main thing. What will we find? Some say true north will always be true north. Others say there's nothing permanent except change. Has it remained the primary driving force in their life? Or has something new taken that place of prominence in their heart and mind? Here in this special episode of Wisdom Revisited, we'll find out how each prior guest has applied and perhaps evolved their wisdom. Here we go. Andy Malinoski, welcome back to the Main Thing podcast.
Skip, thank you as always for being there when needed, and especially to have great conversations about like we're going to have today.
Yeah, I love it. Andy, that clip we just heard was published in September 2019.
Wow. You know what I liked about it? I love the dramatic gap that I had before I introduced what it was.
You had the pause, but then you also had the countdown pre-pause.
Yeah.
You really made us wait for it.
I set it up big, and I don't know. I was just very gracefully accepted to be the first guest. So thank you so much for that. And thank you for all the work you've done over the past couple years in helping us live a better life by through bits of wisdom from all your guests. They've been really wonderful folks, and just been a joy to listen to and help as you create this platform for people.
Well, thank you. It is a labor of love. It is a passion project, as you well know, and it's just a heck of a lot of fun. Andy, this is your third time on the show. In a moment, we're going to check in and we're going to test your main thing. But before we do that, I just want to talk a little bit about the 2.5 years that have gone by since we did episode 1 and you shared your wisdom. What have you learned in that time, Andy?
Wow. Skip, so we did that in September 19?
Yeah.
What I learned is 7 months later, we had no idea what was happening and what was coming. And
we didn't see that coming, did we?
We did not believe, we had no idea there would be a pandemic. You and I got together, no qualms, no ideas that we needed to do anything different than we had done for the previous 25 years. Our biggest problem was probably what's going to be for dinner.
Yeah.
And then everything kind of got blown up. And what that time's done for me is prioritization, what's truly valuable. How do I take care of myself and the people in my life that to do what I need to do for them so that they're okay. And just priorities, I think, are dramatically different than what they were, even though at that time, I think if you asked us both, and not knowing what we know now, we probably felt we were doing pretty well.
Sure. Yeah. I want to drill down into one word that you said really caused my ears to perk up. You said caring for ourselves. Gosh, we've had a lot of conversations about that, doing it, how to do it well. Self-care was not part of my vocabulary in September of 2019.
No, anxiety was something that I thrived on. Pressure was how I was attaining my goals. More of everything. not necessarily in like fiscal or material goods, but how could I show and do more? You know, I work so late. Yeah. Oh man, we're grinding it out. And but boy, pausing. Yeah. Really thinking about that. You know, that has been a huge challenge, and to make sure that that I'm okay in an hour from now.
Right.
Because there's a lot at stake, I think, for everybody. There was before. I think sometimes we were in denial. So lots changed since then.
Yeah. We are delighted to have Jarrell Black returning as a sponsor of the Main Thing podcast. We appreciate their generous support in underwriting this episode. Our friends at Jarrell Black encourage you to keep growing and seeking wisdom. Jarrell Black, pleased to serve small business clients from offices in Dublin and Mount Vernon, Ohio, and its headquarters in Teays Valley, West Virginia. To learn more, visit online at jarrellblack.com. Andy, has something new emerged for you that's kind of become your true north, and maybe pause is still really, really important, but maybe something now is like the north on the compass for you. So let me ask you, how does that sit for you right now?
At the time, I felt pretty confident that yes, that was the key to everything and all of the good that was going on, and it helped me tremendously. We talked about, everybody's lived through the past 3 years. But what I've learned since then is that, are you ready for it?
No,
3,
I think
it's 2.
you goof.
Yeah. What I've learned since then is I didn't have it all figured out, and I still don't today. And I've had to, because of the changes we're living through, because of the priority changes, I had to take that wisdom that I had given myself and add to it. So it's expanded.
Nice.
There's the reveal.
Okay.
There's the pause is still there. I think the pause is hugely important for me. Just last week, I got an interesting interaction with people in my professional life, brought about feelings of anger and tension and doubt, and I wrote like this 5-paragraph email.
Okay.
But then I didn't send it because it was childish.
Yeah.
It was the wrong reaction. It still worked. But I've had to add some steps, and a lot of it had to do, at least a portion of it had to do with what you talked about with self-care and my environment. So here's the new way that I've expanded that a little bit is I pause, be aware, take care, act, and then pause again. And by working through that pause, it's still that moment when I have not perished or gone down a rat hole or done something that I regret.
Or allowed yourself to be yanked into
that
something.
Reaction, like, hand on stove, ouch, pull it off. It's, it's just, please, take this in and then be aware.
Mm-hmm.
Is this something that I have control over? If it is, or if it isn't, my next thought matters. If it's not anything I have true control over, I'm not going to have most of the time now an opinion about it.
Okay.
That has relieved so much living in the future and anxiety from my life that I just having no opinion about most things has been freeing.
Oh, wow.
So it's like, be aware of how I physically am.
Yeah.
Am I hungry? Am I revved up, anxious, worrying about things?
Mm-hmm.
It's had
sleep deprived.
Yeah. All of those things is, what's going on in the world that has made me have those feelings of sadness. We could list thing after thing.
Yeah.
And realize that my next decision, as I'm being aware of it, is that time is all I have. We get so bent out of shape if somebody steals $10 from us or runs into my car or schedules an hour-and-a-half meeting with no agenda.
Yeah.
but I can't buy any more of it.
Right.
You know, and there was a great book, you know, called 4,000 Weeks by Oliver Burkeman, I believe is his name. And, you know, I've used up 2,704 of my weeks. I've died that much.
Yeah.
You know, if I do the 4,000 weeks, I've got 1,296 left.
Wow.
So why would I have an opinion? Why would I care about things that are not in my control?
Yeah.
Because the next best thing I do is going to help somebody or myself. So I try to avoid that. So I need to be aware of the situation and then kind of take care. It's like, if I need to go on a walk to sort through what just happened, or if I need to use whatever kind of space, creating space in my head.
2-minute breathing meditation.
Yeah.
Whatever it might be.
Even a deep breath. I mean, every morning, just taking in that first breath and saying, man, 1 million people didn't wake up today. You know, I heard a yogi say that once. I'm not saying that I'm a Zen master, but it's like, that's a pretty stark reality.
The people that I've recorded with for Wisdom Revisited, and I'm thinking of Dr. David Clayman and Bobby Herrera and you.
Listen to those.
And also
is my advice.
Also Jim Strawn from, I think maybe episode 66, a few episodes back, are all talking about how many days we've been here and how many days we have left. And it's so my observation is there's a mood, a look, a focus upon legacy and impact. Yeah. And that's not a single observation, single data point. That's a trend that I'm seeing. And I wonder if we stared our mortality in the face for a couple of years, and now that's shifted how we feel about things and how we evaluate
I think it
things.
Does. Today is tomorrow's yesterday. You never really get to tomorrow. It's like just right now. And that's so
right.
Philosophically easy to say. But, you know, in the work that we do now, we, you know, like this, reaching more people. One person hears something that I have said or your other 70 guests, and it helps them live a better life. That's really cool. But the other thing that I try to be really humble and think that, you know, like impact wise, 10 years after I'm gone, no, it's not, doesn't really, what? Come on.
No statues.
Yeah. Like what? Julius Caesar. Somebody's writing a book report about him in 7th grade. Big deal. And he was Julius Caesar. Like, we really don't matter that much. I can sit here and try to do the best work for myself, my family, and my community, and it will have a long-lasting impact. But I have no right for it to be attributed to anything that I've done. You know,
that's real pure humility right there.
Well, it's been freeing.
Yeah.
Because I don't care. It's like, I don't know. You know, we don't need the Malinoski wing on the hospital. I just want people to be able to get well.
Right.
You know, and that, again, I'm not preaching. It's just, it's been a relief to me personally in that take care part. Mm-hmm. I do not have to be the COO of anything. Or the C whatever of anything. Right. I can do great, impactful work, meaningful work, and be very happy sitting at a fire pit I dug this Sunday at my son's graduation and just watching people laugh. Yeah. Like I go on vacation to one of the most beautiful places in the world at Hatteras, North Carolina in July, but I'm not like, oh, I can't wait to relax at Hatteras. I'm there now.
Right on. Because
if I'm waiting for that, what if there's a hurricane and I can't go? Then I'm disappointed. Yeah. Look at all this trouble I caused myself. Yeah. No. You know, one of the first times you recorded me, just paddle it all away, man. Getting on the stand-up board, right?
That's right.
Frontier.
You're a content creator, and you do it every single day, and you lead a team of other content creators. I want to ask you 2 questions. You can take them in whatever order you want, but what's something about that that's really hard? And then what's something about that just brings you incredible joy?
Wow. Okay. Creating content that actually helps solve problems is a joy in my life, but it is also, as we talked about, here's another book, it's going to end up in the notes, you know, the War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. Like, why is it so hard to sit down and have an idea and write 12 words that will make a difference and help somebody achieve a goal? And, you know, what do you want people to do? And in the field of marketing and communications, I swear everyone wants to be a marketer.
Right.
And I'm like, please, if I have a heart condition, I'm not going to go to a marketer. If I need my car fixed, I'm not going to the heart doctor. If you need your, a legal document, I'm not going to, a pediatrician.
Right.
It's like, if you want like lifelong learning for how media's changed and how people consume it has been really hard to make sure that we don't waste primarily, you've heard me talk about time. Like, I despise the idea of having someone that's in my organization, if I ask them to do something, that they've spent 3 hours doing something that we know will never work because it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
Like, that's communication malpractice.
Andy, as we wrap up, is there anything today that you thought we would talk about? Or is there anything that we should have covered that we didn't? So the microphone is open and it's all yours.
On my journey to pause and be aware, take care, act, listen, and pause again, ask for help if you need it. I've learned that I always need to, basically daily, and I don't care what it's about. If I don't understand my taxes, that I feel like I'm an emotional wreck. That's not a weakness. Roman soldiers helped each other.
It's right on.
It's been around for a long, long time. Ask for help if you need it.
Great way to end. Andy, thank you so much. This has been a fabulous, rich, important conversation. And I just thank you so much for coming back to allow us to revisit your wisdom and giving us sort of the next evolution of that main thing of yours. I think that's really, really vital, and it'll be valuable to everyone that hears it.
Thank you. Keep going. Make more episodes. Get more great guests, and keep sharing the wisdom, Skip.
I promise I will.
Thanks, buddy.
Wow, that goes by incredibly fast, doesn't it? Time flies when you're hacking wisdom. I hope you're left wanting more. Sync up with us again next time on The Main Thing for 9 more minutes of wisdom.